My name is Nick Bowman. I'm a professor at SI Newhouse School of Public Communications at Syracuse University, and I'm the launch editor of Global Perspectives Communication. GPC is the latest ICA journal published with Oxford, and we're really looking to be a representation of ICA as an association. So if you were to go to our journal and look at the call for papers, you're going to recognize every division, interest group, but I think most importantly, when you look at the editorial board and you look at our papers, you're going to see the full scope of ICA scholars. So we're really trying to reach out and remind people that there's a home for the same scholarship that they're here in Denver presenting or at the other ICA Association events, that there is another destination for that work in the journal space. I think what makes GPC particularly unique is our open access model. So we've built open access into our journal from the ground up. We're really trying to work hard to make sure that we can receive papers, review them editorially, make sure they're quality work, make sure they represent sort of the quality and scope of ICA. And then once those papers are accepted, we have an entire mechanism to make sure that we can get those open access fees covered, and most importantly, get those journals into the hands of not only your colleagues and other scholars, but because we're open access, anybody with an interest in reading some of this work will be able to go to a web page, download it, and make use of it. The best part of being a launch editor is you get to think of every single nut and bolt in the journal. You know, things as basic as writing the copy for the websites or getting those first letters out there, how you engage an editorial board, going after people that maybe aren't folks I've known very well in my career, but I've seen them work in other spaces. We've got members from every continent on Earth. We've got these conversations going on where I think people have an energy, where they're realizing that ICA is a big place and we have a lot of good scholarship, but we've grown so quickly, we don't always have space for that, whether it's at the conference or even in the journal space. And we don't want to lose that work. So to be able to talk with people from ground zero and really say, we have a new opportunity to make sure that your leading edge, flagship work can get the attention it deserves. And to be able to do that in a way that I know if we publish something and I want to share it with somebody else, all I have to do is send them a link. There's something really almost magical in knowing that we're going to be able to communicate with the public every day in every way, social media, publications, and the board is also not only just reviewing papers, but they're taking an ownership over the trajectory of a journal that I think within a couple of years, we're going to be up there with the best. I'm really excited about our name, Global Perspectives in Communication, because what it does is it's a reminder that the scholarship we're working on can come from anywhere. So already I've been talking to scholars who have questions, like, what makes you different from other journals, or where do you see global work? And it's not so much that every paper in the journal has to have a specific global angle. It's more a recognition that scholarship is global. If you look at people submitting things, they come from everywhere. And so what I'm getting most excited about is hearing from scholars who maybe in the past felt a bit intimidated about submitting to a journal because they didn't think their work belonged, or maybe they didn't think that their sample mattered. And being able to tell them, if you send us your paper, I can find peers, not just around me, but also around you. So the global angle, we can't go back on that. We're 75 years into being an international association. We know that scholarship is growing everywhere, and we're trying to make that continue to go. I would say something to any authors looking to publish in GPC. Number one, feel free to contact us. My editorship, I want it to be hands-on. I want it to be a dialogue, not only with editors, with reviewers, with my board. I've talked a lot about turning the process into one that's a little more transparent and a little more open, not only in publishing papers, but open in how all of these things work. Reach out to us with your ideas. Beyond that, I don't think it's so much about making a special pitch for why your work matters. I think the most important thing is reminding us why it's communication. This is an opportunity to publish without boundaries and without borders. And so lean into the fact that this paper is going to say something new about our field or remind us something very old about our field. And that when you talk, you're not just talking to me, you're not just talking to reviewers, you're talking to anybody with a computer. And that's the most exciting part of the journal.